Now I am back in Utah after spending the better part of 2023 driving north to the Arctic Circle and exploring all of Alaska. And now that I'm back here, I figured it'd be a good time to get some projects done. I started renting this place shortly after I moved out of my last apartment, downtown Salt Lake, for the sole purpose of doing projects on the van, because these old vehicles require much attention. And yes, I do call this place home, but when it is in the garage, I can't necessarily sleep in the van while it's in the garage. So I do have another vehicle that's parked outside that I do sleep in while I'm working on the van. Most of the repairs that I need to do are your normal maintenance items like oil change and transmission fluid change. But I also have a few other parts that I would like to install as well. Now, my van has a lot of rust, but mostly it's on the body and not underneath, except a few parts. Instead of showing you the parts that need to be replaced, I'm just going to show you the parts that I'm replacing them with. This is the trailing arm for the Volkswagen Vanagons. However, this one is slightly extended. Now what that is going to allow me to do is push the wheel back just slightly. Since I'm running these bigger tires, I can't necessarily fit tire chains without hitting the inner pinch weld of the trailing arm. So with this extended, it gives me a little bit more clearance to run tire chains or a bigger tire if I wish to do so. And another issue that I have is ride height. It's not too tall, but it is in the back. Now I could lower the rear so it matches the front, or I could raise the front so it matches the rear. Now, a common way to measure these vans is from the center of the spindle to the bottom of the wheel well. Mine is just over 20 inches. But in the front, and as you can see, mine is pulled out a little bit because of the tire bottoming out and pulling the inner fender out from underneath. So I'll do the same measurement on this side, and it is just under 18.5 inches. So for that issue, I am going to be replacing my upper control arms and putting in these ball joints so I could run a spacer on the front springs. Now this is the main reason I am replacing these control arms, because the bottom plate on them has completely rusted out, and instead of just replacing this top plate, I'm opting just to replace the entire trailing arm. Well, I just got back from the alignment shop and everything went smoothly. And with that, I think everything is done. Maybe not quite. I still need to re-bleed the brakes. It feels like there is some air in the lines. But I have this that I will be using. Now finally, the last thing to do is to clean up my tools, pack up and hit the road. Where I left off in my last video in Dawson Creek, British Columbia. From there, I drove straight to Salt Lake City, Utah, where I am now. And there wasn't really much to see along the road. There was a lot of beautiful places. However, it was just a drive. I spent the better part of 9 hours a day, every single day, just driving nonstop. Parking at truck stops and rest areas just to sleep. There we go, all the projects are done. I left Salt Lake City this morning, currently in northern Arizona. Some of you might be wondering where we're headed, and the new destination is Mexico. More on that in the next video.